Hey everyone, welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS, where last time we freed King Zora here from being entrapped inside red ice, which pretty much was caused by unnatural causes, more than likely Ganondorf. Red ice doesn't melt by natural means, we need blue fire in order to do so. But in order for freeing, as a reward for freeing him, we actually got the blue Zora tunic, which in this case allows us to not choke underwater. Pretty much we can breathe underwater now, technically. But also, as a reward for that, we got the iron boots. As well, for doing the ice cavern, we get the iron boots plus the serenade of water. It's really convenient because what that allows us to do is to go all the way under the water here in order to get this heart piece that's just sitting here. Really convenient. And now we can kind of just run around, do all that jazz, and swim up if we want. Which, I wish there would be a quicker way of swimming up, but there isn't really, sadly, so... Oh, this is, well, eye drops. You might say we had them, you might say we don't. We do have the ingredients. If we take the ingredients to the scientist at the lakeside laboratory, he can make the eye drops for you. But you need to deliver them fresh. Can you make it before they spoil? Sure, we can try. You use the prescription and receive an eyeball frog. Deliver it to Lake Hylia where it's cold. Be quick and take it to Lakeside Laboratory marked on the map subscreen. Yeah, we know where that is. We have 3 minutes to do so. So we are going to be rushing like there is no tomorrow in order to get there as soon as possible. I don't care if you get hurt from this link. It's still time saved. All right. And that could have probably taken a slightly short path there. But the quickest way of getting there is just kind of using the river's natural flow in order to allow us to swim there. Which in this case, Link moves slightly faster in the water, but it's still nothing too special. We need to wait until he's able to start swimming. Once he can start swimming, then he goes really, really fast. As long as we actually stay on, as long as we stay on the left side too, he's constantly moving fast. So that does save us a lot of time. All right, and now that should allow me to start swimming, which means I could swim even faster. We have a little less than 2 minutes now, just about. It's about to be 2 minutes anyway. So the quickest way there would be to call Epona, which Epona is nowhere near me, sadly enough, so I need to kind of make pretty good use of that here. Okay, Epona, you need to be quick. Be quick, girl. I have literally 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes to deliver this. Why are you all the way over there? Okay, stop. Okay, good. Okay, now, don't fail me. I know we've had problems in the past, but we can actually do this properly just enough in order to get here as quick as possible. Not having a Epona for this would be really, really hard, but it is possible to get here in time. There is a slightly faster path using the warps. You could warp to Kokiri Forest. It's technically faster, but at the same time, it's not really that much faster. You'd probably just be better off running. But thankfully enough, as long as I get my carrots back, I should be able to make this jump. Okay. And I should get here just about under a minute to spare. So it's funny, I guess he makes the eye drops in 2 seconds. Because that's exactly what's gonna happen. He's gonna make them in 2 seconds. So I'm gonna position Epona right outside this door here because I am going to need you to be perfectly there. Thank you. And that way I actually jump off the horse the right direction so I don't run around Epona. Okay, here you go. Fresh and, nope, that's a wall link. Over here. Oh, wow. I haven't seen an eyeball frog like this since yeah. You get what I mean, Zora's the main crossover. These eyeballs are so delicious. Tonight I will cook fried eyeballs for the first time in a long time. Such great stuff. Please say thank you to King Zora. Hey, what? These are for making Big Goron's eye drops? Oh, how disappointing. You should have said so in the first place. Here it is. This medicine doesn't have any preservatives in it, so it won't last long at this temperature. Run as fast as you can to Death Mountain. You're young, you can do it. All right, so we have a little bit of a problem. These are the world's finest eye drops, but not putting any preservatives in it makes it go bad pretty quickly. We need to hurry all the way back to Big Goron, and we have 4 minutes to do so. So this is gonna be a little bit of a hassle, but thankfully enough, Epona is right here waiting for me. So I have a perfect good start. All right, Epona, let's do this as quick as possible. I said as quick as possible, don't stop. Okay. We still have like more than half the map to go. I think you may be thinking right now, why don't you just warp? You can use the warp songs and just warp to Death Mountain Crater. Using the warp makes them immediately expire because I don't exactly know like why that happens, but my guess is that warping around actually does take real world time or whatever. So you may be warping to Death Mountain Crater, but you may be like in those little like shiny orbs that appear whenever you use it, and you're probably in there for like some odd amount of minutes. So it's not the best, honestly. Now there are multiple ways to go about this. We can head again through the warps and get there quicker, but the one like at Lake Hylia is frozen over, so we can't use that exactly. So we pretty much just still have to kind of run for it as quick as possible. And rolling around and being on a horse and galloping and all that stuff doesn't dilute the eye drops any. So just kind of roll around to your heart's content. You will get there as quick as possible otherwise. But yeah, we do have kind of an easier way of doing it. There are 2 ways of going about this that actually makes it quicker. I'm going to actually experiment with one I never really used before. Remember all the magic beans I planted? We got one that actually goes around Death Mountain a good fair deal, which it does take a lot of time to get to where it needs to be, but just kind of using it to get all the way up Death Mountain quicker is a good idea, but we still need to actually head up Death Mountain. So let's actually get on this thing, and while I'm on this thing, I'm going to set something a little bit more useful. There we go. All right, I'm just gonna go here because this is about more than halfway up already. So we're good there. And I don't have to worry about anything like hitting me in the face up here, so that's also good. But we do have some Skulltulas to worry about on our climb up, so I'm gonna take care of those really quickly, which is exactly why I equipped the bow for this. So I can kind of just aim, shoot, aim, shoot, aim, shoot, and go. Okay. I don't care about the Tektite that just fell down. He's not too big of a bother. I should still get here with about a minute left to spare. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Got it. What the heck was that climb animation there, Link? You kind of went boop straight on top. Hi, irritated eyes. Let's fix them for you. Here you go. Really? You brought the eye drops? I'm so relieved. I'm going to use them right now. Wow! This is stimulating. It's working great! Now I can get back to my blade business. My work is not very consistent, so I'll give you this so you won't forget. After a few days, please return. Wait, just wait patiently. You got the Bigron sword. Claim check for it. You can't wait for the sword to be completed! What is with this view? Those iron boots look like they weigh a ton. If you wear those boots, you may be able to walk at the bottom lake. Thank you for that, but why was it like looking at the ground for that? So we gotta wait a couple of days, right? The easiest way of doing that while he's working. He's working. Yep, he's so totally working. All right. What we could do is actually kind of just take our time. So he said a couple of days, so I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and give him 3 days for this. So He's working really ultra fast. He's working so fast that we can't see him move. He's just standing there. Yep. So totally working. Or maybe he's such a master of his craft, he actually works with his feet. Like he sits there and just like, kind of like just kicks at a forge or something like that. And like, he's like, oh, I made the sword. Now, any sane person probably wouldn't be standing here for 3 days, but Link doesn't care that much. He doesn't need sleep. I think that's enough. So I'm gonna try to give it a shot. Hopefully I'm not being impatient, but here you go. Your sword is my finest work. You traded the giant's knife for a big bronze sword. This blade was forged by a mastersmith and won't break. So, with that in mind, we actually have the big bronze sword now. It's huge, sturdy, and very sharp sword. You can't use a shield while wielding it. So yes, we got a giant sword that does a ton of damage, but we can't use a shield. So with that in mind, we're actually gonna head all the way back. That's fine, I wanted to hit him, but I didn't exactly hit him. So, how did that song go? What? Whoops. I'm looking right at it and I hit the wrong button. Alright, and that allows us to warp to Lake Hylia, which is actually pretty easy destination to get to, honestly. But before we actually enter, we have a couple more things we could do. Hi, Gwei. You are not going to hit me, please. I'm gonna head back to the Lakeside Laboratory. And I also can get rid of this big on check now. That can go right back down here. My menu is very, very weird. And I forgot I kept the blue fire. I wanted to actually melt the Zora shop entrance so I could actually get in there. But, whoopsie. My menu is all sorts of jacked up, but now it's fixed. Okay, come on. Making our way to the Lakeside Laboratory in order to get something pretty useful out of it. Normally, we had to swim to the bottom, but now we can kind of cheat our way to the bottom by using these. Which, now we can actually get a better look at that shark. Hi, buddy. Kinda just sitting there, being still really creepy to me. Really, really creepy. And that's the sole reason we wanted to go here. I have no idea how that thing was breathing in a box, but it was breathing in a box. I do wonder if he comments on you cheating by using the iron boots. I'm really curious about that. Even though I already swam to the bottom, I'm actually curious. Hello there. Yep, he's just telling us the stuff. All right. Okie dokie. So, what we can do now is actually open up our way into the water temple. And all we really need to do for that is just put on our boots and then push our way down by hitting this switch. It's a little bit of a fancy little mechanism in order to enter. All right, so the water temple. This one's a little bit of a doozy. There's a lot of stuff going on here. A lot of people complain and kind of freak out all the time about this place, but I feel like I'm gonna need a little bit more time for this one. So, let's get started. So let's head to the most obvious path here, which is completely lit up now, so it can't be that confusing in order to figure out. Oh, you, if I'm right. Link? You're Link, aren't you? It's me, your fiancé, Ruto, Princess of the Zoras. Yeah, I would be freaked out too, Link. I never forgot the vows we made to each other 7 years ago. You're a terror man now, kept me waiting for these 7 long years. But now is not the time to talk about love. I'm sure you've already seen it. Zora's domain, totally frozen. A young man named Sheik saved me from under the ice. But my father and the other Zoras have not yet. I want to save them all. I want to save Zora's domain. You have to help me. This is a request from me, the woman who is going to be your wife. Link, you have to help me destroy the evil monster in the temple, okay? Inside the water temple, there are 3 places where you can change the water level. I'll lead the way. Follow me, quickly. Quick! Go up, as fast as you can! Alright, so we have to go upwards. Simple enough. Just take off our boots, and we head up. I like how Link's just casually floating in the surface. Hi. Ow. I wanted to look at who you were. Spike. Okay. Aim for it when it retracts the spikes. Okay. That works, I guess. It's not exactly how I wanted that to go down, but okay. Alright, and here is where the confusion sets in, the dungeon map. So let's take a look at our dungeon map, shall we? We have 4 floors, a lot of rooms. As you can tell, there is one central hub that leads to all of them. So the simplest way of actually going through this dungeon is to look at all the rooms you haven't been in and go there. It's not that complicated. I don't know why people freak out about this, but yes. So we're going to actually make a little, actually I don't even think I need that. I think they kind of make it a little bit more accessible otherwise now. But yeah, as you can tell, this one leads to here, which also points out what this one does. This is a 3DS exclusive thing. These arrow lines and these portraits to show what they do is exclusive to this version because they wanted to try to make this dungeon less cryptic, I guess you could say. But honestly, it kind of just makes it a little too easy, I guess. I heard the fire. It actually did go on fire there. It just didn't actually say, hey, I went on fire. So we could either use Dense Fire for this or just kind of use arrows in order to open that up, either way. But that allows us to enter here, which has these new enemies. The Shell Blade, its eternal muscle is its weak point. All right, so if its weak point is the muscle on the inside, what we can use is actually our hook shot in order to just shoot them while they open up. All right, let's get that. And that'll give us a small key, which we just need to find and lock the door that we could use that on. So now that we have like pretty much the entirety of this bottom floor to explore, we can do that. Not hard, not too challenging. We just need to enter rooms and try to figure out where to go. There's a lot of rooms in this dungeon that are purely like for golden sculptulas. There's really no reason to enter a lot of these rooms. It kind of made it a little bit confusing in that regard, and there's a lot of stuff that you don't even need to enter these rooms for. I guess that's where a lot of confusion sets in. If they kind of made this one more straightforward, people would have been able to figure it out. But honestly, if you have the dungeon map, just look at what rooms you haven't accessed. I know like that's just gonna be the whole like focal point of this entire like area for me, but honestly, it's not that hard of a dungeon. I'm sorry, people. Also, I completely forgot that switch was there. Hi, Golden Sculptula. Thank you. Slightly too high. Backflip into it. The usual nonsense. But yeah, now that we actually raised that up and we raised the water level very slightly, it didn't actually do much in any room aside from this one. So you don't have to worry too much about that. Like when you head back out here, you'll notice that the water level is still kind of drained. Didn't really do anything. So that water just kind of came in from somewhere. All right, so we can access that one, no problem. We could push this if we so chose high. So what happens if I push this? There we go, that actually moves this block all the way down here. I believe this is actually, again, not really necessary, aside from, I think, like Skulltula or something. But as you can tell, this room is a little bit of a leap of faith. So what you could do for that is I'm gonna get rid of you because you're a hassle and annoying. Okay, hit that. And what that does is actually makes the water over here come up. So then you could use it to jump over. And you notice this room here has a little thing right there. And it has like a whirlpool effect going on here. So you'll constantly move around on the top. And as you can tell, all whirlpools have a center. So you don't have to worry too much. Just go underwater. You'll be fine there. And what you could do, because you can't climb this, you can just swim up, do that, and then hit this thing. And since it is a whirlpool, you have to kind of be mindful of that. Link, what are you doing? You see, you'll start doing that. So you won't be able to get in there properly. See? Exactly, you won't be able to get in there properly. Can I, like... No, I won't be able to. What I could do is you have another way of doing this. You can aim just very slightly and hit it that way too. And you have a lot more time of doing it that way. That's the way I normally do it because it's a lot quicker. I don't care. I'm just gonna go. And what this will do is actually get me an extra key. Pretty much all you gotta do is just go through every single room, find all the keys you can, and you're set. Okay. Stop. There we go. And we'll get over here. It looks like we could head up there somehow, but there's no actual way of getting there just yet, so we don't have to worry about that. In this area, again, easy peasy. And then right back down in here. The other reason why this dungeon, though, honestly gets confusing for a lot of people is the constant iron boot switching. But you gotta just kind of remember that, hey, I need to pause the menu and put on boots. So I guess that is kind of like, would make a hassle. But, eh. And I believe this one right here, this is where you'll notice that that is way too far of a gap to actually make that with the hook shot. So there's no use in trying. Like you can climb up and try to get there with the hook shot, but you actually you can't reach. It's too far. So it's like, okay, I need to come back for that one. That's a later on event. Like I'll even go to prove it to you really quick. Just so I know, like, just so it doesn't be like, oh, he's just talking out of his butt. So like you get over here and you try to aim, you just can't reach. The farthest you can actually aim is right there. So it's just slightly out of your way. So now that we're done with the bottom floor for the most part, we can't do anything else here. What we should do now is actually raise the water level because we're done with the bottom floor. We can't do much else. So we use a key here. And on the 3DS version, what we could do is we could follow that and be like, oh, okay, we gotta go up. So in this case, we just need to look upwards and we'll notice that, hey, there is a bunch of things that we can hit by doing so. So if we take a look around, we'll be like, oh, okay, and just grab right there. And then with that, we play the song again. And that will raise the water level. And that is a 3DS version exclusive. I don't think it actually shows that. But you'll notice that that block does raise. So you can be like, oh, okay, I can actually check down here again. And then be like, oh, okay, I'll just go down here. This is like the only way you'll really be able to figure that one out. Normally, I believe that event is actually just a 3DS exclusive thing. It doesn't actually show that down there. What you could do is check your map and be like, oh, there's something right down below me. That's pretty much how you would do it normally. Hi! How? Okay, that's totally fine. What? Okay, that worked. A little bit inconvenient, but that worked. Let's get rid of you two. And there we go. That opens up that path. Was there anything up here that was worth it? No, there was nothing there. So what we can do is check up here, which is just a kind of a straightaway. So all we gotta do is just take off our boots and swim, swim, swim up to here. And that gives us another extra small key, which we are going to need. And we could take off these. We don't need them anymore. Just kind of be slightly careful. Just kind of let yourself raise up here naturally. But if you swim off, you'll kind of just swim into spikes. And spikes hurt no matter where you touch them, apparently. So, yeah. All right, so this door right here, when we go through it, it actually locks behind us because they don't want us entering in there again. The only way of actually doing that to get back in is to shoot fire right there. So if you want to like change the water level for any reason, you only could do that from down below. It's a little bit awkward. But yeah, as you can tell, we have a little bit of a path right here that we could access by hitting an arrow and then going through. But if you actually look very closely, there is a hookshot point there. Again, too far, so we can't actually do anything with that yet. So don't worry about it for now. What we can do is actually go over here, since this one we can actually reach. So we head over here and go around. As you can tell, there are spikes everywhere, so again, be careful not to like run in them or fall on them for any particular reason. Which is why there's a bunch of points here, because if you shoot the wrong one, you'll just fall on spikes. So make sure to just shoot the farthest one so you're okay. And then there's this, which, as you can tell, you won't be able to grab the... Okay. That just happened. I wasn't holding forward anymore. I was just kind of like out there, but sure. So to have a teeny little bit of time, the easiest way is just kind of shoot it. See? It's almost done. What? Okay. It's almost done before the cinematic even ends. Like the little like cut scene that shows, hey, it's going down. You have like a split second, a very split second to open up this chest. Which gives us the compass, which allows us to just figure out wherever we can go now, no problem. We are pretty much set with that. But also, I should have done this room first to make this seem less confusing and kind of screwed myself over by doing such. We did raise the water level. We also did this one. Technically, we're still on the right path. Again, all you gotta do is just check the map and see which ones you haven't actually visited. So now that we have the water level up, what we can do is head back this way. Because what this does is actually raises the water level to midway about here. So we go up here and swim up very, very slowly. And we'll notice that this wall right here, we can go in it. So just wait a teeny bit. That's fine. And go here for another key. So that gives us 3 keys. We are pretty much all set now for that. And second floor is, for all intents and purposes, pretty much done for now. Along with the first floor, we can't do much of anything in any of those rooms. We need to have something new and specific in order to access that. So we would be going over here instead, because this is the only way we could actually go. Which also points out that, hey, if we go through here, we can raise the water level back up. So that's an idea that we're going to need to head to. We need to head over here in order to do that. Huh. Usually there's a Tektite right there that kind of just like spawns and wants to hit you. At least I think it was this one. I'll find out in a second. Yeah, I guess he was just kind of lazy about it. Bye. All right then. And at any time, you can go back to any of these areas. Is that a Pierre Scarecrow point? I'll find out in a second, but if they added a Pierre Scarecrow point to this, that, kind of makes it a little weird. But yeah, that raises the water level back to its original position. Which I'm gonna find out really quick. Did they add a Scarecrow point? They added a... Was that there? I need to look that one up. I'm gonna post it on screen. Was that actually there or not? People are probably gonna comment on it, but I'm gonna post it if... I don't remember that being there. That actually makes that actually a lot easier because you can just get up here, no problem, and you're all set. Ow. So yeah, now that we have the water level at 3, we'll notice that we can't reach that there. We can reach this there, and we need a key to do so, but this way here is pretty much accessible, no problem. So instead of wasting a key first, we'll head to this little mini diversion and then try to figure it out from there. We'll just go right into here, drop down, and check out what we have. So as you can tell, we got a block we can move. But what we'll have to do with that is actually move the block and then push it the other way. So technically we can't really do much with this yet. We just move it there and it is pushed in. As you can tell, there is a little bit of a mini gap. It did fall very slightly. Really? Okay. There we go. So yeah, it did fall down. We just need to get back around. As you can tell, that we did go downward for that. So we went down to the mid-level. So we still have 2 keys. We have pretty much accessed every room possible at this point. So it's not too big of a deal from here. So let's see, how much do I got left of this place? There is a lot of rooms that, again, I haven't accessed yet. But as you can tell, a lot of it is on the left here. So if we look on the map, we have a big room, so that is going to definitely be something right there, along with a chest. And then head downwards, we'll notice that it does that, and then leads back. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we can find. But we're going to be doing that next time an Azure play is more Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the 3DS. We will finish off the water temple. Since this dungeon is pretty big, I did need a little bit more time to do it instead of stopping my episode after I got my big growing sword here. I'll see you all then.